We're back, and we are going to be talking about how we do custom design. And what we were talking about in the beginning was selling gold. And we had a customer who brought in some gold, and what that customer can do is check on our website before you even come in about the current spot value of gold, meaning what is the current price of gold today, right now? So we actually have a ticker on our website that shows the current spot price of gold and platinum for you to check. And then if you wanted to continue, you can actually book an appointment with either myself or John, just a time slot to come in and sit down and take a look at what you have. Because if you were watching in the first part of this live stream, you can see that it still does take a minute to go through a few items. We didn't have a tremendous amount of items, and believe me, sometimes people come in with, you know, a big box, or sometimes they just come in with one piece. So we never quite know. Oh gosh, what was that?
Oh, I don't know what that was.
What is that? What is that? Okay. Okay, if you're seeing this right now, this is our secret dragon. Yes, and we are going to be starting to be doing some giveaways. And when the dragon pops up on the screen, if you take a screenshot of it with the timestamp and all that kind of stuff of watching the live stream, so you can figure out when John's hand fabricated dragon pops up on the screen, then we're going to start doing some different giveaways. Like maybe we'll give away some permanent jewelry. Good idea. Maybe we'll even give away a custom design worth $1,000.
Well, if someone was going to win that, they need reflexes that are unbelievable. That was on and off, but how are you going to get your phone up to that screen that fast?
Well, because they could be watching on their phone and then just screenshot.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to tap my phone.
Yeah, you have to tap your phone, but we're showing it a couple times.
There it is.
Yes, it's up there again. Okay. I know, so it's okay.
We need them to provide a name. We don't have a name.
We do need a name for the dragon. We do. We'll figure that out. We don't know. I mean, he's pretty old to not have a name.
He's 20-some years old.
20-some years old. But you made him a long time ago. Yeah. I know. So yes, stay tuned on our future broadcasts, because we are going to have the dragon named something.
That's a good name. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you guys can comment. Of what you think the name should be. Katie. Yeah. Maybe Katie could say something about what she thinks the name should be. You could let us know what you think the name is going to be. And in the future, we're going to be doing some giveaways. So maybe some permanent jewelry. We're coming up, believe it or not, on starting to think about Christmas for some people.
August 7th.
I know.
Shame on
I
us.
know. Well, a good time to start thinking about custom design is coming up for Christmas, believe it or not. So we usually try to start thinking about custom pieces, big custom pieces, in October. If you come in by October, we guarantee that your custom design will be done in time for Christmas. So if you're thinking about it.
If any men are there, look inside your wedding ring so you know when your anniversary and your wife's birthday are, because I've done this for so many people, but I don't have a way to remind them to look inside the ring. But now if you happen to be there, it's a good idea to look in there, because it might be before Christmas and you're being double trouble.
Right.
Well, we can fix it.
So as we popped up on the screen, there are some places for you to read about how our custom design process goes. In our second part of the video that we had in the beginning after the gold buying, we talked about custom design. And so we do a lot of custom jewelry design here, or bespoke jewelry design. There is a difference. There is a difference between bespoke design and custom design. Custom design is when you see something that you generally like, but you want to change it slightly to be yours. You can see that on our website here, there's lots of different places to go. Get inspiration for a pieces. Or if you just wanted to sell part for gold, we also have links to those places on this page. And then if you know what you want to do, you can come down below to our design form and put in some information about who you are, how we can contact you, what kind of pieces you have, what you're interested in creating. Any sort of inspiration that you have, you can actually upload some images into this form. So you can either save images directly from our website, or you can save images from other places like Pinterest. A lot of people have Pinterest pages that they draw inspiration from. So you can customize something in that way. Or if you know exactly what you want and it's never been created before, you can see on our screen right now, this was an inspired project that had never been created before. This was the brainchild of the customer himself. He wanted to create an engagement ring that was unique, floral inspired. He had imperial topaz trillion cuts. And so he wanted to create a piece that had never been created before, wasn't inspired from anything else. And so we came up with a design for him that was completely and utterly unique and one of a kind. And that's bespoke jewelry versus custom jewelry. So let's take a look at the first page that we have of what we've done in the past. So in the past, we've created lots of different pieces for people. We have created anything from rings to pendants to bracelets and more. So the first piece we have is a two-stone pendant, and we had the customer bring in some old gold that they were no longer using. And she had a couple different colors. So you can see there's a bar of white gold and there's a bar of yellow gold, and we marked them 14 karat. And then this is what we ended up doing with them. So we drew up a design, and she was incorporating some other diamonds that she had. She decided that she wanted a slide pendant. And this is an example of how we hand fabricated those pieces to then put together and match up with her design, one piece by piece, and then incorporating the diamonds into the finished slide that needed to fit onto her omega chain. So cool. It's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of a modern piece. So our next slide that we have, our next page, it takes a look at, let me think here. I've got a ring that's coming up, and this is Amanda's ring, and it's pretty cool. So this was a really special project. She had many different rings that she was trying to combine together into a statement ring. So a little earlier when we were talking about creating a statement ring, a right hand ring. She had multiple family pieces, and she was trying to figure out a design that would be interesting and unique. And so we took all of these old gold pieces and diamonds, and then we put them together into this hand fabricated design. So we melted the gold into our white and our yellow. We created the different pieces that were going together, the settings, okay, and we've got a little bit of symmetry, but a little bit of asymmetrical stuff going on there. So, and as you can see from the slides, we also did an engraving, just kind of showcasing all of the different memories that this particular person had in their pieces. Okay, and those were all of the pieces that she wanted to incorporate.
Is that the same? Yeah.
That's the same ring. I know.
It's upside down.
Well, yeah, I got to flip it multiple ways for the pictures. All right, so that one looks pretty
good.
Cool. That was a fun project, right? Yeah. So it was a lot of different family pieces to incorporate.
Yeah.
All right. So on our next page, we have a piece coming up that was a statement ring for a man, Brian. And Brian had some pieces that he made in the past, right? He had this ring that he made in the past, and he just kind of outgrew it. He wanted something that was bigger, right?
He had it made. He wasn't a goldsmith.
Yeah. Oh, no. Right. Yeah, he didn't make that himself. And then this was another piece that he had, and we had to take all the diamonds out.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nightmare.
Yeah. I know, taking all those diamonds out. Do you remember this piece, John?
Yeah, now I do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a massive ring.
Yes.
How big was it? Do you remember the size?
Oh, it's the size of a $50 around on the top.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
But the guy that wears this weighs 280 pounds, and there's no fat there.
No.
So it's big, and he's got fingers, huge fingers.
I think this was a size 22.
The size 22 ring.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, I saw a size 22 Super Bowl ring for Mean Joe Green that I could get 3 fingers in that ring almost all the way in his. This one was that same size. So a monster. And there was 6 pounds of gold that went into that.
Yeah.
Maybe less. But,
yes, Katie, we did those cool pieces of silver for you. So you can see the finished ring on the right. All the white diamonds were bead set, or kind of pave set, in the back behind a fancy yellow pear-shaped diamond in the front. So, but yeah, that was a pretty intense ring. So let's take a look at the next project that we have coming up. We've got, do you know what it is?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm on a need-to-know basis. I don't need to know until they tell me.
Okay. All right.
Unless I'm making it, and that doesn't happen that often.
Well, we had to make a 24 karat gold pendant.
Oh, I remember that one.
Do you remember that one?
Yes. That was a lot of fun because the person who owned that had a pile of gold.
Yeah, just like that. Look at that pile of gold.
That pile of gold. Well, that's the gold.
That was the gold.
That's the pure gold from it. But what he gave us was a glob that weighed about a pound of gold. And there was other stuff in there, but we had to send it to a refinery to get that made into pure gold because there was a lot of impurities in it. But it came out to a ton of pure gold when we got done. But
yeah, that was pretty cool.
The fun was working in 24 karat.
Yeah.
Which is a very yellowy look, which is kind of cool.
So they wanted to create a pendant design for their daughter. So this was a husband and wife, and they were taking old gold that they had and then recreating it into a new family piece for their daughter. So they were incorporating diamonds and emeralds and sapphires that they also had. And then they had all of that big, huge glob of gold that we refined for them. So this is, yes, a 24 karat gold pendant. This is just a layout shot of the different pieces going together. But we do a lot of different things here.
Yeah, that was, by the way, a very huge pendant around your neck. It was like 2 inches, 2.5 inches. Yeah, it was 3 inches based on what you were doing.
Yeah, it was a pretty good size. So, but it turned out beautiful. It was, the luster on that gold was pretty awesome.
The girl that got it had to wear a neck brace because of all that extra weight around her neck.
Yeah.
Neck strain.
Yeah. No. Okay. All right. What do we have next?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Okay. Well, let's see.
I said I don't need to know until they tell me.
Okay. Well, let's see what we have next. What's on the next page? Aww.
Oh, yeah.
Aww.
We get a lot of that.
So this one was very sweet. Do you remember this one, John?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We have a lot of them.
Yeah, I know. But this one in particular, all it said was, "Will you marry me?" So we had a guy come in. He had no clue what he wanted to design. He had he wanted to make sure that she was going to love it. So we suggested, I think John suggested, just making her the gold and then engraving on the gold, "Will you marry me?"
Uh-huh.
It was pretty
Yeah.
funny. So we took all of his gold, we made it into an ingot for him, and then John used our engraver to engrave "Will you marry me" on it. And I think he proposed with that.
That's cute.
Yeah.
And
then she brought it back in and we designed a ring for her.
Right.
Yeah. So another way to recycle the gold. And, obviously he knew that she was going to be okay with receiving this instead of a ring, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
But
And it's also more fun when we do this with girls, that a lot of guys want to give the engagement ring and totally done to the girl. But again, she's going to be wearing it her whole life. And it's something that she should have input in it, I've always said. So it's so much more practical to do it to propose this way, and then have her come in with you as your fiance and pick out and make a ring that's unique, and then she's in on the designing of it, which is in the long run much more favorable.
practical.
Practical, that's the word.
Yeah. Nice.
But practical doesn't always work.
It doesn't always work, but you have to know who you're asking to marry you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You'll know.
You'll know.
Should you be practical or not, you will know.
Right. Yeah. So that was awesome. That showcased a lot of different bespoke designs that we've created, but also how we recycle gold, how we use people's family heirlooms to recreate new pieces, to use their old pieces to make new pieces, to make all sorts of different things there.
But not all we do. What we just showed you is these big, massive, impressive things, but we also make plain and simple stuff too.
Little things too.
I mean, one thing with one diamond on each side, a little round diamond in the middle, we do that.
That's okay too. That's good.
But these are the ones that take a lot more work.
Yeah.
But they're more fun, but I don't want to belittle the people that don't have a pound of gold.
Well, no, of course not. Absolutely not. We fit pretty much any budget.
Yeah,
so, you could bring in one little piece and then we remake it into a different little piece that's just more your style. So don't forget that coming up is custom design season for Christmas. So if you want guaranteed by Christmas, definitely done, and you have a big project that you are trying to plan, come in and design in by October, and then you are definitely 100% guaranteed ready for Christmas. So we still do some design further on. We don't cut off until after that, but yes, the holidays are closer than you think, believe it or not. So you better be on the ball if you have any ideas for that. And then tune in next week to see if you can spot our dragon, for whom we need a name. Right. So if you have any comments about what the dragon's name should be, you are welcome to comment down below, and we will see if we can figure out a name. And I think next week we're going to be giving away some permanent jewelry. So what?
I should mention about the dragon, because a lot of people come in here and say they never saw it. But the dragon has been in this store since we moved here 2 years ago. And it was in the downtown store, for many of you people who know us from downtown, for 20 years previous to that.
Yeah.
And it's always been in the store. And people say, well, I never noticed it, but I don't know how you can miss this thing. It's 6 foot tall.
It is.
But anyway, maybe we'll do a Where's Waldo? when they come in, where's the dragon?
When they come into the store, where is the dragon?
Where is the dragon? They'll be looking all over, but it's right there.
It is in plain sight and huge. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So tune in next week.
And we're not going to accept Waldo as a name. So
no, Waldo is not. Waldo. It's not going to be a name. So don't say that one. But comment below for naming the dragon. I think this coming up week we'll probably do in our story a little comment about naming the dragon. Maybe we'll do a post about naming the dragon. Maybe not. And don't forget to tune in next week, because when the dragon pops on the screen, then we will, whoever can come in and prove that they saw it can get a piece of free permanent jewelry with a value of $45. So you can always add to that. There's lots of links and charms and all that kind of stuff that you can add, but that is what we're going to.
Is that free, including welding it onto their arm? Or is that
Yes.
just the free hand them for free?
No, we will include putting it on
That's good.
the wrist. Yes. So our permanent jewelry starts at $45. That's for like a basic sterling silver chain or a basic gold fill chain. And then 14 karat is more. And there are little charms and links that you can add that, you know, kind of add on.
Right.
But a basic one, like we did with Cora a couple weeks ago, the chains that Cora got were basic. Those
She
were
still
basic.
got them on.
She still has them on. They still look great.
She's 8.
She's 8. Yeah. Great. All right. Well, thanks, John.
Oh, you're welcome.
I think that's all we have for this week.
All right.
Okay.
It's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime. All right. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Embrace unique.